Kavithilaka. තමයි තාම ටික දෙනයි ලින්ක් කරලා ඉන්නේ. අනිත් අයට පුළුවන් නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ලින්ක් එක යවන්න. අපි අවල තියෙන්නේ පුළුවන් නම් ආයෙ ඉතින් යාළුවන්ට ලින්ක් එක යන සමානලාට ඒක බලන්න බැරි වුණාද දන්නේ. හරි. තුනක් තියෙනවා. විනාඩි දෙකක් දෙමු මම ඉස්සරහට එක් වෙන්න. කවුද ඉන්නේ? ලිහිණි ඉන්නවා. වටිල දිනුලි කවිෂා ඉන්නවා. ගණේන්ද්‍ර ඉන්නවා. කවිෂා දෙකක්. අලාරා ඉන්නවා. ගේමින් ඉන්නවා. දිනුලි දශේන් අමාශා ඉන්නවා. ඉෂිනි ඉෂාන් එත්නි දැන් කට්ටිය විනාඩියක් දෙන්නම් අනෙක් පැයට තව විනාඩියක් දෙමු එක ආගෙන වෙන්න I want to buy. ඔබ හැමෝම ඉවෙන් ඉන්නවා කියලා හිතනවා. මම දීපු උපදෙස් අමතක වෙලා නැතුව ඇති කියලා මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. කී දෙනෙක් අරු දෙන්න හිටද? භාගයක් එක්ස්ප්‍රෙස් කරාද? ඒ අනිවාර්යෙන් කරගෙන යන්න. මොකද මේ විදිහට ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගෙවල් ඇතුලේ පොත් වෙලා ඉන්නකොට මානසික තත්ත්ව වෙනස් වෙනවා. මානසික තත්ත්වය කාලයක් තිස්සේ ආපස්සට යන්න කල යුතු දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඒ අනිවාර්යෙන් කරන්න. ඒක ප්‍රබෝධයෙන් ඉන්න ඕනේ. උදේ නැගිට වෙලා ඉඳන් අපව දැන් ඉඳට යනකම් ප්‍රබෝධයෙන් ඉන්න ඕන. වැඩ කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. කම්මැලිකම් නැති වෙන්න දෙන්නවා. ඒකට කළ යුතු කළ හැකි දේවල් තියෙනවා. පොඩ්ඩක් එක්සර්සයිස් කරන්න, භාවනා කරන්න, සිහිය කරන්න. චිත්‍රපටය බලන්න කමන්නේ. හැබැයි ඒවට මේ ඉල්ලීලා ඉන්න එපා. ඉල්ලීලා ඉන්න නැති දේවල් මම පැහැදිලිව කියන්නේති. නිවුස් බලන්න, ටීවී එකේ ඉල්ලීලා ඉන්න ඒවා තමයි උපරිම දේවල් නිදාගන්න පාඩවල් ගන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කටයුතු වල යෙදලා ක්‍රියාශීලීව දවසක් ගත කරනවා. Right? Okay, now today we are starting applied math, but we are not continuing with where we left in the normal class. Instead, we start some new lesson, right? I plan to start continue with dynamics. Some lessons in dynamics are basically the Newton's second law of motion, right? This is the main principle used in several sections, right? So under this we will discuss these topics. Systems of pulleys under Newton's second law of motion, right? Systems of pulleys. To analyze the system of pulleys, this is the main principle that we apply, right? Then motion of a wedge. Motion of the wedge. After that, we can come to circular motion. Circular motion. Then simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. And there's another work power energy of a vehicle engine, right? So vehicle engine, work power and energy. In all these sections, the main rule we apply is Newton's second law of motion. Right. So now let's introduce Newton's second law of motion. Right. So if you want, you can take it down. I'll give 1 minute. Kavithilaka. Okay, so now we can, yeah, these are also connected. Right, now we can introduce Newton's second law of motion. Before introducing Newton's second law of motion, we have to introduce a type of frame, right? If you remember when we started relative velocity, I gave you a very detailed explanation of frames, reference frames. Out of reference frames, there are some special type of frames, what you call inertial frames, right? So all the fundamental laws in dynamics, which are Newton's second law of motion, then conservation of energy, conservation of momentum, all these laws are valid only in inertial frames, right? Therefore, first of all, let's see what the inertial frames are. Right, inertial frames. What is an inertial frame? To answer that question, what is an inertial frame? Before that, we remind Newton's first law of motion. What you learn in O-levels also, Newton's first law of motion. What is it? Newton's first law of motion. The way you maybe get in O-levels class and also in the physics class by now. Newton's first law of motion says usually the way you explain it, in my experience, unless there is no external force acting on a body, so your words are, in my experience, the way I have it, usually you explain it as unless there is no external force acting on a body, if you move in a straight line with a constant velocity, the uniform velocity, or stay at rest. That's how you explain. සත්‍යය වැඩිද අඩුද? Okay. හරි දැන් සත්‍ය අඩුයි. Right. So unless there is an external force acting on a body, Newton's first law, as you that in order there's no external force, you say it moves in it will be at rest or it will be moving with a uniform velocity, right? But in other words, in other words, or more precisely saying, unless there is no external force acting on a body, its acceleration will not change. So that's Newton's first law. If it's at rest, it will stay at rest unless there is no external force acting on the body, right? If it is moving at some velocity, that is in some direction, it will maintain the motion by both magnitude and direction. That means if it's at rest, it will not start the motion, there will be no acceleration. If it is moving in a straight line, it will maintain the motion. Again, there is no acceleration. So, in short, Newton's first law says there is no external force, there is no acceleration, right? There is no acceleration, no external force, there is no acceleration, right? Okay. But the thing is, this law, Newton's first law, valid in all the frames. What do you think? Newton's first law is valid for all the frames, for a car, for a train, for in a boat, maybe can be some other frame. No. Another says no. Newton's first law valid in all the frames. Yes or no? No. 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 Yeah. There are many answers saying no. Some examples. Say you are in a car. In a car, you see that pendulums hanging sometimes on top. Some 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 toys or some pendulum weight. See, in some vehicles hanging from the top. And what do you see? As the vehicle accelerates, starts to take off, what happens? It picks up, taking an acceleration. What happens to the pendulum? Hmm? If you are sitting in a car, so your frame is the car, right? The car starts move from rest. It takes at some acceleration. Did you notice that the pendulum, having an angular displacement, it turns backward. Hmm? It moves a little back, but if the vehicle brakes, apply brakes, suddenly you see the pendulum moves forward, right? So that means nobody is touching the pendulum. Nobody is touching the pendulum. Nobody applies a force on the pendulum, but it moves backward or sometimes forward, right? That means it experiences some acceleration without an external force acting on it. It experiences some acceleration. So, what do you think now? A car, in the frame of a car, uh, is Newton's first law valid? The answer is no. This example is sufficient, right? Even without, we don't see any force applying on the pendulum, but it turns backwards or it turns forward as the car accelerates or applies, decelerates, applying brake. So the car, Newton's first law is not valid in a car. In most of the frames we see in our day-to-day life, Newton's first law is not applicable. But there are some frames in which Newton's first law is applicable. Right? That means Newton's first law means no external force, no acceleration. Right? This law is valid only in the frames. What type of frames? What are they? So those are the frames we call inertial frames. In an inertial frame, if there is a frame in which there is no acceleration on a body without an external force, we say it is an inertial frame, right? Uh, can you suggest some examples for inertial frames? Right, in short, a frame which obeys which obeys Newton's first law. Frame which obeys Newton's first law is called an inertial frame. Inertial frame. Right? In other words, if there is no acceleration, answer to my question. Nobody answered. So this give some example for an inertial frame. Inertial frame. Right. In other words, if there is no acceleration on without external force, in some frame, the frame the frame is the frame is an inertial frame. Okay, that's how we define an inertial frame. Example, uh, yeah, Kavithi says earth frame. Yeah, earth frame to some extent an inertial frame, right? To some accuracy, it is an inertial frame. Earth frame, but there are some experiments by which you can prove that it's an inertial frame only up to some accuracy, right? Only up to some extent. And high accuracy, a frame is also not an inertial frame, so it's not. Do you hear me now? Clearly? Yes. Okay. Right. Uh, as I said earlier also, the very fundamental notes in mechanics, dynamics are valid in only inertial frames. One of those most fundamental laws, this one, what we are discussing today, Newton's second law of motion. So that's the most governing principle in dynamics, okay? Most governing. Above all, says Newton's second law. Then comes conservation laws, two conservation laws, law of conservation of linear momentum and conservation of mechanical energy. All these laws are valid only in inertial, right? Therefore, the only inertial frame we take in mechanics in our purposes is the earth frame, right? Only the earth frame we are taking for our purposes in mechanics. Therefore, these fundamental laws in dynamics, again I'm saying Newton's second law of motion, conservation of energy, and conservation of mechanical energy, and conservation of linear momentum. All these basic laws we apply only with reference to the Earth's frame, right? That's something you should strictly remember. Don't apply these basic laws in any other frame, in a car, in a boat, or in a train. Uh, Somebody says, asks a question, what if a is moving at uniform velocity? Yeah, if it's moving at uniform velocity, it seems to be okay. බල්ලෙක් හරි පාරට පැනනොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Will the car be an inertial frame anymore? So if you want to keep your car an inertial frame, පාරින් මිනිස්සුයි බල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම අයින් කරලා කියන්න යනවා. ඒකට සාර්ථක නැහැ. Right. Okay, now so we introduce Newton's second law of motion in an inertial frame. Okay, before that you can take it out. I'll give you 2 minutes. Hari, වෙන කතන්දර කියලා ලියාගන්න ඉක්මනින්. එහෙනම් නේද ළමයි මම පොඩි වෙනස්කම් ටිකක් කරලා පහු විලාසයට බලලා මේ ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේෂන් එක වඩා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පැහැදිලි වෙන්න. Right. Can we go to the next topic? Okay. I'm kidding. Right. Now Newton's second law, right? We discussed in an inertial frame. Newton's second law says, in an inertial frame, if there is some external forces acting on a body, then that external force F will be directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum of the body, right? In an inertial frame, like the external force F acting on a body is, Newton says, it is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. In other words, rate of change of momentum is d by dt of mv is the momentum, is the rate of change, derivative, right? So, in short, Newton's second law is F is directly proportional to d by dt of mv. Okay, everybody? Newton says, in an inertial frame, the external force acting on a body is directly proportional to the rate of change of its momentum, right? Now, they are going to derive some formula from this. To derive the formula, in the pendulum problem, there is some external force, right? It is given. External force means, so I'm answering you. External force means external forces you apply by some connection, touching, right? So you don't see anything touching in the pendulum. So we don't see any force acting on it, external force acting on it. As I said earlier, even though we take Earth frame as an inertial point frame for our purpose, mechanical problems, there are experiments which show that it proves that it is to some accuracy, above some accuracy. The frame is not also an initial frame. I'll show you some experiment. Give me a minute. Here is an experiment. It is carried out close to poles. Maybe in North Pole, it says even the Earth frame is not an inertial frame. Okay, මේ දවස්වල වෙන අඩකුත් නැති නිසා inertial frames ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් search කරලා බලන්න. ඒක තව පොඩි අදහස් ටිකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. Right. Now we are going to derive some formula from this. For that, under some condition, the condition we impose is we are going to take m a constant. M a constant. මෙතන අපරණ බෝඩ් එක පේනවා මදිද? So Newton says F is directly proportional to d by dt mv, right? Now if m is fixed, m is unchanged, it is constant from the derivative. If it is constant, you can take it out, right? If m is constant, it doesn't change if m does not vary, right? You can take it out of the derivative. So that says it is directly proportional to m dv by dt. And remember that whatever the result we are going to derive here, hereafter valid only under this condition. M is invariant, right? So whatever the result we are going to derive after this, can you apply it to motion of a rocket? Motion of a rocket? Whatever the result we are going to get here, can we apply it to motion of a rocket? The answer is no, because in a rocket continuously in the motion it loses its some of its mass. Therefore, what we are going to derive here, you can't apply for a rocket. You can't apply this, right? To apply in those cases, we have another rule. That's we will see that in another lesson in conservation of momentum. For that, we are for motion of rocket, not this result. We are going to apply. We can apply I equals delta mv. Right? Okay. Anyway, so I have taken m out, saying m is invariant. M is invariant. Okay. So we have now f is directly proportional to m dv by dt. But what is this dv by dt? dv by dt is It's nothing but the acceleration, right? It is ma. It is, yeah, acceleration. Yeah. So we came to this now. F is directly proportional to m into the acceleration vector, right? And moreover, to get rid of this proportionality, uh, let's introduce some constant of proportionality, say some k. If k is the constant of proportionality, you get f equals kma, right? We made it equal taking some constant of proportionality uh, k. Thereafter, the scientists decided, they agreed to introduce, I write here, KMA. The scientists introduced units for F, M, and A such that the value of A equals 1, right? The modern SI units, you take M in kilograms, acceleration in ms minus 2, then uh, units of force, we take as 1 Newton. So automatically A equals 1. So units for the force, especially the force F, are taken such that K equals 1, right? Right. I think it's better you take this part down and then I'll write the rest. Huh? You can take it down and then we will write the rest. We are going to get the all important formula in dynamics. What about the tensioning pendulum? Uh, Tensioning pendulum is not an external force because uh, inside the vehicle, we take it as an internal force. However, within දෙපැත්තටම තියෙනවානේ. The tension ඒක frame එකට මේ system එකට පිටින් එන එකක් නෙමෙයිනේ. Therefore, the tension we don't take as an external force. So called මේවා ගැන පොඩි ගැටලු තියෙන බව පේනවා මම physics පන්තියේ සාකච්ඡා කරන දේවල් මම ඒවා ආයෙත් වෙලාවක විස්තර කරන්න යනවා. like දැනට අපි පාලනය කරගෙන යමු මේ පවර් පන්තිය කරන දවසට මම මේ ඒ ගැන විස්තර කරන්නම්. මොකද ඇප්ලයිඩ් මැත්ස් පාඩමට ගොඩක් සම්බන්ධ නැහැ. If you are interested, I will explain those things. Pendulum problem accelerate කරනකොටයි brake කරනකොට තමයි pendulum එක දෙපැත්තට වෙනෙන්න ගන්න. ඒකේ අදහස් වෙන්නේ මේ කොහොම වුණත් external force එකක් නැතුව so you see that some acceleration acting on the body. So it's not an inertial frame. Yeah, that's also correct. Some says acceleration is not caused by the tension. That's also, something you have to consider. Acceleration is not caused by the tension. Because the tension was there. The tension is there even though the vehicle is moving at uniform velocity. Yeah, that's something correct. ඔය ටික ලියාගත්තද ළමයි? Right. So these things you discuss in the physics class with much more details. Now, in short, we say scientists defined units for the force F such that K equals 1, right? Therefore, we define units of F such that A equals 1. Therefore, finally we have the result A equals 1, F equals MA. So this is the all important result in dynamics. Okay, take it down, then we'll see how we apply it in different problems. මේ රස්නේ දවස්වල වතුර බෝතලයක් ළඟ තියාගන්න ළමයි. ගෙදර හිටියත් වැඩ කරනකොට සැරින් සැරේ වතුර ටිකක් බොන්න. Now again, remember that this law we apply only in inertial frames. The only inertial frame we are taking is the earth frame. Therefore, this law, this formula, we apply only in earth frame, not in any other frame, not in a car, not relative to an aeroplane, a boat, a ship, or a train, right? In mechanics, maybe in the applied maths class, combined maths class, or in the physics class, whatever the given problem given, you apply this formula only reference to relative to the earth frame, right? Okay, today we are starting one application of Newton's second law, F equals ma. Here onwards we will, in short, we say F equals ma, right? How to apply F equals ma? F equals ma to explain systems of pulleys. Systems of pulleys. අනිත් කාරණේ ළමයි මේකේ ටියුටෝරියල් එක මට ඔයගොල්ලෝ දෙන්න බැරි වුණානේ. ඒක නිසා ටියුටෝරියල් එක අපි මන්දි පටන් ගත්ත දවසට දෙන්න. මම diagrams board එකට දාන problems වලට හරියන්නේ. අපි problems we will write down them in short form. දැනට කරගෙන යමු. අවම විදිහට past papers ප්‍රශ්න තමයි වැඩිපුර කරන්නේ. एक प्रश्नයක් වෙන්නේ දැනට අවශ්‍ය diagrams මම දානවා ඒක කොපි කරගන්න ඊට පස්සේ ගණන් ගන්න පුළුවන් right ටියුටෝරියල් එක හරි විදිහට අපි පන්තියේ පටන් ගන්න දවසට ගන්න පුළුවන් okay now how to explain a system of pulleys using F equals ma, right? So we start with an example. The simplest example. Here a pulley is hanging on a ceiling. The smooth pulley is a smooth and small pulley, smooth and fixed. The smooth fixed. A smooth fixed pulley. There's a rope going over the pulley. There's a rope, again a smooth rope and inextendable one. When you say a rope, no need of saying inextendable, but let's write it also because we are not writing down the question. Inextendable string, light and inextendable. light and inextinguishable string, right? And there are two weights hanging at two ends of the rope, right? Two masses. The one is of 2m, the other 3m. Two masses, 2m and 3m respectively. Let's name them A and B, right? And say they are kept at the same level with 2 meters from the pulley. Each string part is vertical and of length 2 meters, right? So you hold the system like this, hold these two weights. So this pulley is fixed and smooth. There's a string going over the pulley. Two weights, A, B of respective masses 2m and 3m are hanging from two ends. And you keep the system, hold the system like this in equilibrium, and then release. What happens? Once you release the system, the heavier one will go down, right? The heavier one will go down, and the lighter one will go up. So the system starts to move. Right? Now we are in dynamics, right? We are in dynamics, not in statics. The system starts to move. The question is, once the system starts to move, what will be the tension in the spring? What will be the acceleration of these weights, masses? The system is released from rest. මට ටියුටෝරියල්ස් දාන්න පුළුවන් ළමයි WhatsApp group එකට ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමෝටම මම දන්නවා පාස් කරන්න යනකොට print කරගන්න පාස් කරන්න නැති නිසා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ස්ක්‍රීන්ස් දෙකක් තියාගන්න වෙනවා එකක් දැන් මම කතා කරන එක බලන්න තව එකක් තියාගන්න වෙනවා ටියුටෝරියල් එක බලාගන්න ඒක කරදරයි නේ හැමෝටම කරන්නත් බෑ print කරගන්න දෙයක් හැමෝටම කරන්න බෑ ඒ නිසා දැන් කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ අපි ප්‍රශ්න මෙහෙයගෙන දැන් tutorial එක අපි සාමාන්‍ය පන්ති කරන දවසට ලැබෙයි right the system is released from rest. What is the tension? What is the acceleration of the particles? What is the tension in the string? Okay, this is a question. You take it down. You need two diagrams, one for the question, one for the answer. Okay, for the moment take it down. Then we will draw another diagram for the answer. We need another diagram for the answer. Okay, everybody? So we can go to the answer. Right. Uh, so this is the way we plan our answer, and this is the way we draw the diagram. We mark the things in the diagram. We are going to apply F equals MA. F equals MA is the tool that we are going to use. So F is the force. So we have to mark all the forces acting on the system, on each part of the system, right? But the other side, on the other side, we have A, acceleration. So we have to mark all the accelerations acting on each part of the system, and finally, as we said earlier, we are going to apply this relative to the Earth frame. Therefore, finally, we will explain accelerations of these relative to the Earth frame, right? Okay. For the moment, we mark all the forces acting on the system. So one type of force is the weights of these two particles. We have the masses, but not masses, we need forces. So I'll mark the force here 2mg. 2mg, and the weight here 3mg. Right? What are the other forces or any other force acting on the system? Any other force acting on the system? Is there, yeah, tension. Tension in the spring. Tension or tensions? Tension or tensions? Tension, yeah. That's why we need a smooth pulley. If the pulley is not smooth, it will be two tensions. But a smooth pulley will be the same, right? Yes, tension. Okay, thank you for answers. Right. Then further we mark the tension in the string. But remember that if the pulley is not smooth, there will be two tensions, but we don't take those in our problems. Okay, so these are the forces, the left hand side. If acting on the system and acting on parts of the system, then further we need to mark accelerations, right? To mark the accelerations, we have two particles. And as the rope moves around the pulley, the particles will start to move, right? This is the thing. This pulley is fixed. It is fixed in the earth frame. Therefore, I am taking the acceleration of the rope. Around the pulley. So the pulley is fixed. Therefore, acceleration of this A relative to the pulley or relative to the earth frame are the same. Okay, so the pulley is fixed. Therefore, relative to the earth frame or relative to the pulley, accelerations are the same. So, now using that, I mark acceleration of the rope as it running around the pulley. I mark say some acceleration A, acceleration A. Again, I'm saying I mark acceleration of the rope as it moves around runs around the pulley. Now let's pay attention in these accelerations of these particles relative to the earth frame. We have explained them in your answers. You have to explain these things: accelerations, acceleration of relative to the earth frame, What is the acceleration of this A? A relative to the earth frame. Now remember that I am taking the simplest example for you to understand the very basics or the techniques of answering this type of questions of systems of pulleys. Right. Acceleration of A. So it moves up. The way we have marked it, it goes up relative to the pulley. But the pulley is fixed. Therefore, this is going up relative to the earth frame, going up at acceleration A. So, acceleration of this particle relative to the earth frame is upwards A. Okay. So, acceleration of B relative to the earth frame relative to the pulley, B is coming down at acceleration A, but the pulley is fixed. Therefore, is the board not clear, or is it a problem with my connection? Maybe board is clear. Some says board is clear. මම පොඩි වෙනස්කම් ටිකක් කරලා නැහැ කලින්ට වඩා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පැහැදිලිව තේරෙන්නයි හඬ පැහැදිලිව ඇහෙන්නයි මම හිතන්නේ පොඩි සද්ද නැහැ කරන් ගන්න එහෙම තමයි right B relative to the earth frame, it's coming down at acceleration A. Coming down at acceleration A. Okay, this is the diagram. Now we can write down formula, but before writing down formula, count the number of before writing down the equations, I'm repeating, I'm saying again because I have given the simplest problem due to understand and the very the basics or the method of handling a question like this, problem like this, right? So I know that you can within 1 minute you can find these things, but we use this problem, right, to practice the understand and practice the techniques. Okay. So the first thing before writing down the equations, the first thing is to count the number of unknowns. How many unknowns are there? how many unknowns are there? And what are they? Yeah, two unknowns. What are they? Yes, many answers. Tension and acceleration. Yes, correct. Right? So two unknowns, A and T. Then how many equations do we need? Yeah. How many equations do we need? Two unknowns. So obviously two equations. So next question, how to obtain two equations? You have to proceed logically, right? You have to find out these things, decide the things before writing down equations, right? So we need two equations. Now, how to get two equations? Our tool is f equals ma. To obtain two equations, we will apply f equals ma once for the mass A, then for the other mass B, right? Object A and object B. Another thing, my advice, right? If we apply, when you apply f equals ma for these parts in the diagram, right? Follow these directions. The directions you mark, the accelerations, right? Follow the directions of accelerations. Okay. The other thing is, if you apply f equals ma to one side of a row, then immediately go to the other side of the row. Right? In this question, there is only one row, only this side and this side are there, but you will see more complicated cases. The principle is this: once you apply to one side of a row, right, then immediately go to the other side. If we apply for this particle upwards, then apply to the other particle downwards, you will get a set of equations which are solvable easily, right? Tangling එහෙම equations දාන්න යන්න එපා. Very සංකීර්ණයි. Okay, so I am applying for A upwards. Apply f equals ma. So remember that f equals ma. F is a vector, A is a vector. You have to mention the direction in which you have. These are vectors. Once you apply this, you have to mention the direction, right? For A, I apply upwards, right? Now consider only A. Consider only A. So what are the forces acting on A, right? So we see that there is E acting on the particle A upwards, the positive direction. In addition to that, there is 2mg coming down. So it is E minus 2mg, right? For it, yeah, apply f equals ma for each object separately. Yes, right. First apply for A, I'm applying upwards, it will be T minus 2mg. So these are the forces acting on A, taken upwards, equals m. Here m is 2m for this particle. m, the acceleration we marked here, use that acceleration, okay? Somebody else asking about applying for the system. You can't do that. This is Pankiti or Selandaradi. You can't apply for the system because the rope is going around the pulley. You can't mention a direction and apply for the whole system. for a system of pull especially. Apply separately to each part. మేము రౌమට දාන්න පිසිස් පන්තියේදී කියලා දුන්නා නම් x equals මේ රවුමට දැන් ඉන්නක් නෑ ළමයි, right? X. You have to mention the direction. These are vectors. The direction is not the circular direction, right? So රවුමට දාන්න යන්න එපා. Yeah. It's වැරදි. T equals you take the system and apply and say T is 0. It's wrong. It's wrong, but it gives answers. I know that. So ඕනම පැත්තකින් හොරට කරලා බලන්න. It gives answers. රවුමට දානවා කියලා හිතාගෙන කරන්න. It's officially you can't do that, right? පැත්තකින් හොරට කරලා physics පාඩම් වල නම් දාන හදන්න. මම දන්නේ physics පන්තියේදී දැන් මම ලකුණු දෙනවද නැද්ද කියලා. Never do it in this class because it's wrong, right? Never do it in applied maths. Right. Then 2m acceleration we mark here. We use that 2ma. So equation number 1. Then we apply to one side of the row, then immediately go to the other side. Here we apply upwards, then for the other side we apply downwards. So B downwards, right? If equals ma, what are the forces? Downwards. This time we see 2mg. We are taking this particle along. There's 2mg coming down and t going up minus t. So 2mg minus t. Left hand side is 2mg minus t equals not 2mg, 3mg minus t equals m is 3m. Acceleration downwards, we have already marked that acceleration downwards relative to the thing, it is just a. So we have two equations for two unknowns. You can easily solve them. You see that why I said to apply this way, we go to one side of the string, apply. If we apply upwards, we immediately go to the other side of the string, applying the opposite direction. Here, equations clearly one under the other, right? Then go to the other page. M equations here. Sometimes you will have to solve 3, 4, 5 equations maybe. Things we are making things more complicated for you, right? Write down the equations nicely, one below the other. As you can see, make us follow the directions and to decide to apply which particle. So once you have this set of equations like this, you will see how to solve it easily, right? Take the time. Now this one is very easy. Just add them up. T will cancel off. Okay. The rest is up to you. You do it quickly. Draw another diagram. Don't forget to draw another diagram for the answer. So the answers, acceleration and the tension. Acceleration is g over 5, correct. Then the tension, you can use one of them. Tension is mg over 5. Yes, correct. One more thing to explain. Remember, I told you a little while ago, we are in dynamics, not in statics, right? You can't argue like this, right? Uh, Consider the particle A and T equals 2mg. Is that correct to argue like that? Hmm? Saying T equals 2mg, considering the particle A, or then you go to the other side, then you will get T equals 3mg. So those are valid only when the system is in equilibrium, in statics. But we are not in statics. This is dynamics. So you can't say T equals 2mg or T equals 3mg, then it will be a new discovery. You are saying 2 equals 3. 2mg equals 3mg, value 2 equals 3. Right, so this is not statics. So T is not equal to 2mg or T is not equal to 3mg, but T is equal to, on either side, T is equal to 12mg over 5. Right? Okay, hope that everybody got the answers. So we can go to the next example, a bit more, a bit more complicated one. We go to another step. මට පොඩ්ඩක් දැනගන්න කැමතියි මේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ කවුරු හරි ෆෝන් එක පාවිච්චි කරනවාද කියලා ඒ කියන්නේ කම්පියුටර් එකක් හරි ලැප්ටොප් එකක් හරි හැර ෆෝන් එකෙන් මේ සම්බන්ධ වෙනවද කියලා ඉන්නවද කවුරුහරි? ෆෝන් එකෙන් සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා නම් මම හිතන්නේ පැහැදිලි ඇති මම මේ අඳින රූප අකුරු එහෙම ස්ක්‍රීන් සයිස් එකට පේනවා ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. Yeah. Other things clear. Do you see the letters also clearly? Hari, ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ නේ? Okay. This system consists of another pulley. There are 2 pulleys in this system. So there's another rope. This time it's a moving pulley. This one is a fixed pulley. This one is a moving pulley. That's another rope going over the moving pulley, which carries two masses. Two masses, say again 2m and 3m. On the other side says 7m. So this is the system. Let's name the parts A, B, C, D. Right, before going to this question, I would like to ask another one. Going back to the previous question again. Right, before I take in this example, I would like to go back to the previous one. Do you remember I marked the distance also in the previous diagram? Hold this for a while. The previous one, I marked this length also, right? Before this, I'll ask another question, right? So what's the time taken by the smaller particle to reach the pulley, right? What's the time? What's the time taken by A to reach the pulley? This is about connected with the previous example number one, not this, not the second. Okay, will you answer this question? What is the time taken by A to reach the pulley once you release the system from rest? Vinadi Adena, work it out and give the answer. Yes, equation of motion. Yes, because you can apply equations of equations of motion නෙමෙයි අපි ඒවට කියන්නේ මොනවද uniform acceleration formula. Equations of motion කියලා જાතියක් නෑ නමයි. There is one equation of motion what we learned today. F equals ma. That's the only equation of motion, right? Equation of motion can F equals ma වලට විතරයි. The other things, what I know what you mean by equations of motion, you mean uniform acceleration formula. V equals u plus at, s equals ut plus t square, v square equals u square plus 2s. Yes, you can use them here because the acceleration is uniform. It's d over 5. It's for you take a particle. For the particle, it's uniform. It's fixed in both magnitude and direction. So you can apply those formula for these particles. There are answers. Some says 20 over g, root of 20 over g. You are using maybe s equals ut plus half at square for particle A. Yes? Yeah. Answer for A, upwards we apply s equals ut plus half at square. You can do so because the acceleration is uniform. S is 2 equals u is 0 because you release the system from rest. U is 0 plus half A is G T squared. This is 2 plus half G T squared. So T squared is 4 over G root of 5 over G, not 5 over G. I am applying for particle A. This is 2 meters equals U is 0 half, sorry, A is G over 5, acceleration is G over 5 as we found it, the answer is correct. So T squared is 20 over G. So T is plus or minus root of 20 over G, but T can't be negative. T has to be positive, therefore we take the positive root. T equals square root, you can say it's 5 into 4, so 2 into root of 5 over G. This is the answer. Yeah, acceleration is G over 5. Yes. I have corrected it. It should be G over 5 as we found it, calculated it. Acceleration of each particle. Okay, so that example is finished. Now we can go to the second. This is the second example. Once the system is released from rest, find the acceleration of each particle and tensions. Tension in each string. Okay, this is a question. You need again 2 diagrams, one for the question, one for the answer. You take it down and you can start. I give a few minutes to take it down and start your answer.
Moving to the, I'll give some mass. Okay, I gave a mass to the moving pulley, say it's M. Take it as a pulley of mass M. Then, okay, now things are okay. So can't we take it 5M without MO of the moving pulley? No, no. No, we have to consider these separately. As I said, we are not in statics, we are in dynamics. So we have to consider each part separately. So and motion of each part separately. We have to apply formula also, efficacy also, because first you take it down and you go to the you start your answer, copy the diagram again, get a copy of the diagram again for the answer, then mark the necessary things in the diagram. Okay, first mark the things that we need for the answer. Again, our plan is to apply efficacy in me. The main principle is efficacy in me. First mark forces in the system. And cover it and look at the other side. The total weight is 7 mg. Look at this side. 35 at 6 mg. Oh, okay, bottom 3, 5, 6, yeah, not 7, yeah, not bad. Okay, bottom weight factor right? So we have to mark tensions. Tensions in two strings. T1 for this string, that's going around the fixed pulley. T2 for the second. Right. Moreover, we mark accelerations. As I said earlier, also, I'll mark accelerations around the pulleys. The way this string goes over the pulley, I can mark it this way or the other way around. For the moment, we don't know that actual direction. We can mark it like this, taking some A. 3, 5, 6. 6 mg on this side, 7 mg on the other side, right? So I just taken our acceleration around this pulley as A in this direction. Then how the string goes, this string goes around the other pulley, the moving pulley. I'll mark some acceleration B. Some acceleration B. Now, as I said earlier also, before starting applying efficacy, we have to write down the acceleration of these parts, each part, relative to the earth strain, right? So let's this part is very important. You should understand this clearly, how to find acceleration of each part relative to the earth strain, because we are applying efficacy relative to the earth strain, right? Accelerations I take A. A is coming down, is taken down by this string. So relative to this pulley, fixed pulley, it has an acceleration A coming down. So therefore, relative to the earth frame also, the acceleration of this rate is A downwards. Acceleration of A relative to the frame is coming down at A, right? Then go to the other side of the string. Answers ever hari. Okay, balum answers hari verdi. Before that, check if you have taken these things correctly, right? This is very important. Then acceleration of B related to the frame. පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන වැඩේ නවත්තලා බලා ගන්න. Acceleration of this particle, this moving body relative to the frame. So it's same A going up. Same A going up. What about this? C relative to the frame. Yeah, that's the important thing. Now this pulley is taken up by this thing at acceleration A. This pulley is going up at acceleration A. So taking the whole system connected with this pulley, that is these two also, C and D, taking C and D also up at acceleration A, right? At the same time, this thing takes C up at B relative to this moving pulley. This is taking it. Now when you come to C alone, C is taken up by this thing at acceleration A, by this thing at another acceleration B. So the resultant acceleration of C relative to that frame, what is it? Resultant acceleration of C relative to the frame taking upwards, what is it? Your answer? Acceleration of C relative to Earth frame as you're taking it upwards. What is the answer? A plus B. Yes, correct. A plus B. Then what about this? D relative to Earth frame. As I told you, if you take for C upwards, then immediately go to the other side and take it in the opposite direction, right? So I'm taking for D downwards. For D downwards. What is the acceleration? D relative to the Earth frame. Relative to the Earth frame, acceleration of D. A, it's not clear. B minus A. Running answers B minus A. I'm taking it down, yes. This thing takes D down at B. At the same time, this thing takes it up at A. So it's coming down. Somebody working outside. Relative to Earth frame means somebody standing on Earth frame observes this as coming down at B and at the same time going up at A. So the resultant is B minus A. Here I'm taking it downwards it will be B minus A. If you consider it take it upwards, so upwards it will be A minus B. Downwards B minus A, upwards it will be A minus B. No problem. But the thing is, I told you, if you take for C upwards, then go to the other side and take it to the opposite direction. It will be easier once you start writing equations, right? Okay. So that's the story now. Now you can again count the number of right. Count the number of unknowns. How many unknowns are there? How many unknowns are there? There are four unknowns. Yes, four unknowns. What are them? Two tensions, T1 and T2. Two accelerations, A and B. So we have four unknowns. And how? Yes, answers. Yeah, many answers. Correct. How many equations do we need now? Obviously, yes, four. Yeah, obviously four equations we need. The next question, our tool is F equals MA. We apply F equals MA, so we need four equations. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, thank you for your answers. We need four equations applying F equals MA. To get four equations, we apply F equals MA. So once remember apply in the direction you mentioned earlier. OA, then you can go to this B, then C, and then you can apply for D. So applying for these four parts, you can obtain four equations. Okay, I give you time, few minutes. Apply X equals MA and below your equations. After that, we can click the answers. Can I get an number? When you apply for this moving pulley, what's the force? Left hand side F for this moving pulley. If we consider it separately, this moving pulley, We see that there is T1, T2. T2 applying on it, acting on it upwards. There's mg, its own way downwards. In addition to that, this T1 upwards. In addition to that, the effect of these two give T2 accelerate, T2 tension, and two T2s. So as a whole, you consider the moving pulley, the left hand side, F is, you apply upwards, there is T1 minus mg minus 2T2, right? So it's T1 minus mg minus 2T2. That's the left hand side applying for the moving pulley. The other side equals m, its acceleration we mark here. Upwards it is a. Right? When I go to C upwards in the same direction. C upwards, T2 minus 2mg equals 2m. Acceleration is marked here. Acceleration is marked here, a plus b, right? Then I go to the D and apply downwards. So it will be 3mg minus T2 equals 3m. Acceleration, we wrote it there, b minus a. First, everybody check your equations. These equations have to be correct before anything. Check the equations. Only after that, you check the answers. Okay, if your equations are correct, now let's find the quickest path of solving this set of equations. හැමෝම බලා ගන්න. You must find the quickest way of solving the system of equations. It's very important to save your time. The easiest thing to do is we can get rid of T2 very easily from these two equations. Just add them up. you can get rid of T2. 3 plus 4 gives T2 will disappear. 3mg minus 2mg, it's mg. On the other side, 2ma minus 3ma, 2ma minus 3ma, that will be minus ma, and 2mb plus 3mb, that will be plus 5mb. So we can cancel m. So that will give an equation b minus a equals 5b minus a equals g. Equation number 5. Right? So we got an equation 5b minus a equation equals g is an equation of a and b. Right? Next, you should try to get another equation of a and b only. We have an equation of a and b. Then you should try to get another equation of a and b only. Now go to these two equations. If we add these two, just a second. If we add these two, T1 will cancel off, but still T2 will appear. Right? To get rid of T2 also, at the same time to get rid of T2 also, we can multiply this by 2. The third equation, you can multiply 2 by 2 and add. So we take all three equations at once to get rid of both T1 and T2. So it's 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 to get rid of T1, then plus 2 into 3 to get rid of T2. Right. So what happens now? Both T1 and T2 will disappear. On left, 7mg minus mg, 6mg. You multiply this by 4 minus 4 will give 2mg. 2mg. The other side, 1 plus 2, 7ma plus ma, 8ma. And this into 2, that will give 4ma. 7, 8 plus another 4, that will be 12ma. 12ma. And b appears only here, you multiply it by 2, that will be plus 4b, 4mb. 12ma. 12ma plus 4mb. M gets cancelled, so you get another equation 12a, and you can divide everything by 2 also. That will give 6a plus 2b equals b. Equation number 2. Yeah, this is equation number 6, right? Now we have two equations of a and b only. You can easily solve them. I'll multiply this by 6 and add to get rid of a. Five into 6 plus 6. So I can get rid of a. This by 6, 30b plus 2. That will be 32b equals on the other side This multiplied by 6 plus is 7b, 7g. For b, I get 7g over 32. Anybody got this answer? For b, my answer is 7g over 32. Anybody got that answer? over 65. No. Somebody got my answer. Agree with me. Came in the agrees with me. But not yeah, this, Ravindra agrees with my answer. But not seen it. Okay, anyway, you check your answers again. I continue with this. If your B is this, then you can easily substitute it somewhere here and find A, and similarly find T1 and T2. Okay. My answer for A is 3G over 32. Right. Anyway, you can work it out again, and yeah. Many of them agrees with my answer. So you can easily apply the substitute them here and find T1 and T2. Right. I think now our method is clear. How we apply efficacy MA for systems of police. For homework I'll give you one example, one question for homework. You can take it down, and next day we can start systems of police also. Most of the systems of motion of wedge. Next day we start motion of a wedge. So most of the questions of wedges are connected with police also. අපිට මෙතන පොඩ්ඩක් මේ දේවල් තේරුම් ගන්න ඇති. අපි wedges වලට ගියාම you will see more questions of police with wedges, right? So I'll erase the question and I'll give another one for homework. Mass of D, it's symbol M. This symbol M. ඔකොල්ලෝ ප්‍රශ්න ලියාගන්න ඇති නේද? right. එහෙමනම් ඔකොල්ලන් මෙහෙම අපි දැන් සඳුදායි අඟහරුවාදයි මේ පන්තිය කරගෙන යන්නේ 10:30 12:30 around right. ඊළඟට ඔකොල්ලන්ට මම කොහොමත් link එක එවනවා පටන් ගන්න කලින් ඒ නැතත් පුළුවන් මේ YouTube channel එකට එන්න වෙලාවක් ඉක්තු කරලා එල්ල live stream එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න ඉච්චරයි. මම සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට එවන්නම් මම WhatsApp වලින් link එක ඒ නැතත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ ඔයගොල්ලෝ channel එකට ඇවිල්ලා ඒකේ ලාට live එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න. හරි. ඒකට අපි සම්ලට කරගෙන යමු circle පාඩම. double සතිය අඟහරුවාදට මේ පාඩම කරගෙන යනවා. මේකේ තව වැදගත් දෙයක් තියෙනවා to get an equation by differentiation. To derive an equation by differentiation, we'll do that next day before starting rigorous. How to derive an equation by differentiation, right? Okay. දැනට මේ ගාන හදන්න අපි එනම් double සතියේ හම් වෙනකම් හැමෝටම අයෝවන් බුදුසරණයි. පැය දෙක වැඩි කරන්න පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා ළමයි මම අර ප්‍රශ්න දෙකක් විතර තියෙනවා. එකක් බලමු මොකද අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පන්තියේ ක්ලාස් එක කරනකොට මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට වෙලා දෙනවනේ ගණන් හදන්න කරන්න ඊයතර මම පොඩි රෙස්ට් එකක් ගන්නවා. දැන් මෙහෙම කරගෙන යනකොට මට ලැබෙන රෙස්ට් එක අඩුයි. ඒ නිසා මේ ඒක එනකොට I'm like exhausted. ඒක බලමු පුළුවන් වුණොත් අපි විනාඩි 5ක් විතර හරි ඊළඟට කරන්න. ඒක මම පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න ඕනේ මේ ලයිව් ස්ට්‍රීම් එක කරගෙන යන මගේ මේ මැෂින් කම්පියුටරේ රත් වෙනවා. දැන් තමයි සෑහෙන රත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. කම්පියුටරේ මොන හරි වුණොත් තමයි වැඩේ නවතිනවා. ඒ නිසා මම ඒ ගැන හිතන්නත් ඕන. බලමු පුළුවන් වුණොත් අපි තව පොඩ්ඩක් වැඩි කරමු. right? එහෙනම් එන සම්බන්ධ 10 මාසෙට අපිට හැමෝටම බයි බයි